Hey guys, here to do another video today. Again, it's a redux as I have the HD camera for only a few days again. So I talked about Metroplex a couple of reviews ago, and I thought, hey, since we're on the roll to AA, why not do a couple of Transformers video? Hence why it's just been Transformers recently, because I've just been in the mood for it. Metroplex was done recently, and I said I preferred other ones, other of the base formers, so I thought, why not have another look back at Scorponok, who I think is a fantastic toy, which I'll get out of the way. I looked at it before, want to give it a good, proper look at it this time. So let's get on and see Zarak and Scorponok. Do. So where's a better place to start this video than with looking at Scorponok's City Mode, the Flying Mall or Shopping Centre, I think it was called in the last Headmaster's episodes of Generation 1 or something like that. And I feel, unlike Metroplex, that this city mode is a lot more successful, it's got a lot more going on, and it looks a lot more interesting, at least to me anyway. For some reason, I just get much more of a base feel from it than a robot sitting down, which is what, obviously, Metroplex was doing. This feels like there's a lot more thought being put into this mode than into Metroplex's. Even around the back, it feels a lot more clean. It's not completely clean, you can see Scorponok's head there and the Scorponok legs and whatnot, but overall, I'm pretty happy with it. And as we have a look over Scorponok, we'll start here with this ramp going up, and we've got missiles and this little towery thing and little bits here. And then we've got the repair bay with moving arms up and down, so you can get dudes and plant them here. I don't know, how about we get Zarak, and he's like, oh no, my stomach, it's all messed up, I've got a tummy ache. And it can fix him up and be like, don't worry, you've got a better tummy now. Here's some anti-digestives or something like that. And we've also got these missiles. Missiles are always good. You can have it up or closed, depending on how you feel that day, I suppose. If you want to shoot your missiles off, you can. Or close it. And there you go. Now, the middle section has a little bit more going on here. We have this big orange part and the tail ramp. And what we can do is push this part, and the yellow part goes up, and sometimes does get stuck. And if we get someone like, I don't know, fast track here, or fast lane, I think it's fast track, and we push this little bit, he can roll down the tail. And that's kind of neat. It's a neat little gimmick. The tail's nice and smooth and has a nice sticker on. It's kind of neat. The only problem I have is it doesn't connect anywhere, so it's just kind of floaty. So when you pick it up, it doesn't lock into position, which is a bit of a shame. And again, we have a couple more bits around here. And looking up, if we tilt the camera up, come on, we have a bit more cool detail here, like the big metal parts and the tower area. You can move these forward if you want, but I don't know why you'd want to. And the tower here, or whatever it is, the shield, is shown on the box to go this way around, but it doesn't, just because of the way that this part is shaped. It's meant to go on like this, which I can't be bothered to put in right now, but there you go. It's just kind of weird that, it only fits in the one way, but it does, so you do have to turn it so it's this way around, and then it'll go in happily. And now on to his left side, or our right side. Fast track rolling up here. Obviously gets stuck by this lift here. The lift is kind of weird. I don't know why it's here. It can't go up and down too far, really. But it looks kind of neat, at least. It's got good movement on it for the most part. But seems kind of redundant, I guess. And maybe Zarak's tummy is really hurting him if the lift doesn't fall off. Put it back on. Yeah, and he's like, oh, I've been pooping forever. And you're like, oh, too bad, Zarak, go away. No lifting for you, I guess. Do you even lift? The gun's quite nice, and these parts have been implemented, again, quite well to give, again, more of a city look. And yay, go fast track. And then roll down the tail again. But let's take this big guy and turn him into a scorpion. Du-du-dum. Here is Scorponok in his Scorpion-Nokian mode, I guess. And he is big and impressive, as you would expect a city former that turns into a giant scorpion to be. Pretty accurate to how he looks in the show. This version, the English version and the Japanese version, all work pretty well. The tail's maybe a little bit small, but what you gonna do? I don't really have any complaints, because this is how he's meant to look for the most part. Maybe it would have been nice if the legs were a bit more spread apart, but I don't know. I'm fine with it. Now we do have articulation for the Scorpion here, so his arms can move up at this kind of angle. And just because of the shoulder joint here, you can, if you move it like such, you can get it closer in for whatever reason, or get it a bit further out until it hits these parts, and you can twist it a little bit anyway. The claw, if we get a good shot of this, there we go. It can go in about a few clicks and out a few more clicks. Not a huge amount of movement, with very hard ratchets in there. And the claw can open, again, all ratchety and whatnot. Again, not a huge amount of clicks in there, but you can get the open or mid or completely closed. So there you go. We do also have a bit of head articulation in some sort. These little yellow bits here and the mask can, and the actual helmet can go up and down. The mask, as I mentioned, and the horns, you can, I don't know, make it look a bit more Scorpion by pulling them down. And you just need to make sure the head stays up. The middle part here can lift up, so maybe you get little Zarak and you just dunk him in there. I don't know. It's your choice. The tail also moves as well, so let's move this around. And yeah, it just kind of goes back and forward a bit. It's because it's not super long, it's not going to sting no one, but, you know, you can aim it around like a gun, which is okay, I guess. And the legs also move thanks to these wheels in the bottom here. So once you move this enough, the legs will dance, just like a Scorpion. Well, not dance, but walk. As such. But he is left with bits, and what are those bits, you say? They're these bits. We have the claws from the Medi Bay, which, again, are nice, but useless. You can't do anything with them, unfortunately, so they just go in the box. The lift, well, that goes into the box. 2 pieces, of course. Get rid of that. We have all of these antenna grey bits, which all, again, go in the box. So let's get rid of this stuff. We have Fast Track, who can stay out, and we have Zarak, who can stay out. These 2 parts, hey, guess what? They're useful. And so is that part as well. But these 2 parts, as I mentioned, hey, this looks like a gun. This looks kind of empty, though. So how about we get these and go boom. Now we've got a better gun with stuff on it. And let's clean that up. Can I clean it off? No, it's fine. But yeah, a bit more of an impressive gun. Would have liked something around this side as well to bulk it out there. But, you know, it does the job. It looks like a neat gun. This part here, would you be surprised if I said, hey, it opens up into a shield? Because that's what it does. Mine seems to have a problem, though. I can't close it completely. It doesn't go in, and I'm not willing to force it too much, but it's cool. We have Zarak, of course, who is, guess what? A Headmaster! And Fast Track, who's a little robot droney dude. How about we transform this little guy? It's hard, so try and keep up, right? You flip him up, like so. You flip up the feet and you fall down the arms. I know it's complex, but you can get there. I believe in you guys. Good job. So here are the 2 little robots together. And Fast Track certainly is a drone-looking character who is just kind of meh. I like how he has a little face on his chest, though. That's kind of neat. Back is fairly boring again. There's nothing really to shout home about, unless you're really into your orange highlights. The face is kind of, again, okay on him. All the molding's fine, it's just, he's not a character who is going to wow you, surprisingly. Zarak is your typical little headmastery dude. Weird beigey colour, and then it's interesting that they used silver for his face. His back does obviously have a head on it. What a shock. And overall, he's got a nice sculpt, as usual with these headmasters. Now, something to be aware of here with Fast Track is because the arms flip around so easily, they actually do pop off. They're meant to, so don't worry. And the guns can come off as well, and these will be lost so easily as well as the arms. So if you get one, be sure never, ever to get rid of his guns or drop them. He can roll on these wheels, and he can bend, obviously, at the knee, but it's one big piece here. And they can get caught when you bend the leg, but yeah, there you go. Nothing really much to say about Fast Track, and obviously with Zarak here, he does the arms and they move up fine and dandy. You want to be careful just in case they snap, because they are known to do that. The legs do move slightly at the knee individually at least, and then they are joined, so they have to move up together. and you know, you can fold him into his Headmaster mold. And that's about all we get from Mr. Zarok-san. But we'll take away fast track here, yoink, bring in Scorponok, and I think it's time to make him head on! Now, Scorponok here has articulation. He is big and chunky with mighty clicks in the shoulders here. And, of course, these legs do get in the way of the guns and can make it a little bit fiddly to move his arms around and whatnot. But you can, as long as you know what you're doing, like a pro YouTube reviewer like I am. The arms, there's no real change here from the Scorpion mode. They open and close and bend and do all that woo-woo that you'd expect them to do. It's just finding a nice position for them to go in where it looks intimidating is difficult. The legs do move up as such, and we'll move this arm out of the way. And they do move out, so if you are into your Perceptor kit here, you can tilt him up. And he balances surprisingly well. Thank God for his big chunky feet, right? Yeah, he does what you would want him to do, I suppose. He looks intimidating, as long as you get his arms to be correct. It's getting these shoulders to be in the good position can be a bit fiddly, but, you know, you get the idea of where I'm coming from. But how about we give him a gun? So here's his gun, and what we do is we have a port in here, which is unusual, and we have a peg here. It's usually the other way around for the most part, but you peg the port into his claw, close the claw, and there you go. With the shield, we have a port and a peg, again, and guess what you do? You shove them together. And there you go. He's got his weapons and shield. Well, weapon and shield. And he's all dandy and ready for killings and whatnot. And his chest opens up as well, and that's where his details are for all that woo-woo nonsense. And Zarok apparently does not have much speed. He's a giant, so who knew, right? So let's take him out. And he can, of course, be replaced by any Headmaster. So if we get Spasma here and shove him in, you get these results. And a different look for Scorponok. If you choose to, of course. Then you can flip the helmet down. And that's pretty much Scorponok, guys. That's all he can do. You probably know by this point I'm a big fan of Headmaster, so I'm all in for this guy. He's big, he's chunky, he's a successful city former, a successful Scorpion, and a fairly decent robot as well, with some niggles here and there just on his articulation. His general aesthetic is pretty damn good, I would say. It does what I want it to do, though it's not completely cartoon accurate, of course. But if you're fine with that, then you can dance around. Or if you like the Japanese version of the animation model with the head visor and stuff, then again, you're dancing, you're fine. Would I like them to make a new G1 Scorponok? Yes, I would, but there you go. Probably not going to happen. So, until next time, guys, I will see you laters. And remember, Scorponok is for Christmas. It's for life, not just for Christmas. Happy Scorpimus-ness.